Deborah Hersman led her share of these kind of crash investigations, and she joins us now. She's now president and CEO of the National Safety Council. And Deborah, as I start with you, we talk about, for lack of a better term, the black box, this recording device that will be found inside the train. What kind of information is on it, and how quickly typically are investigators able to get their hands on it and glean what there is from it?
So they will be able to recover that very quickly. The good news is there wasn't a post-crash fire. They'll want to make sure it's not damaged, and they can even download information on site. They'll get parameters like speed, throttle position, and braking.
And what are other sources of evidence? I mean, this is a very heavily traveled section of railroad. Would there likely be cameras, that kind of thing, where you could also put the pieces together like that?
Absolutely. Very often we see cameras, even some forward-mounted cameras on trains, and they will be able to record track conditions, weather conditions, and they won't be looking just at this train, but they're looking at all of the other trains who have passed through this section of track to see if they spotted something or had a rough ride there.
I don't want to put you on the spot because it's so early, but these witness accounts so far have talked about a rapid slowdown and then a lot of shaking. Is that something that you feel like would be typical in any kind of derailment, no matter the cause? Or does that tell you anything, suggest to you anything about a potential cause?
Well, I think they'll have to determine what was happening with respect to operation of the train, whether or not the train went into emergency braking, whether those brakes were applied, or whether there was a failure of some part or piece of equipment. And so they'll be looking at all of that really closely. They'll be examining the human, the machine, and the environment.
And another issue people have raised is that because this is such a heavily traveled section of track, that there are also infrastructure issues, whether or not the track was well maintained, whether or not it was aging. Is this something else that investigators will look hard at?
You know, infrastructure investment is a huge challenge in this country, whether we're talking about our highways, our railroads, or even our airports. It requires a great deal of capital to maintain everything in good working order, and you better believe they will be looking at that.
All right, Deborah, always good to have your expertise at a time like that. Stay close. We may turn to you again. Thank you very much.